be joined today by Constable Kelsey Davidge, Lloydminster RCMP. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, now Halloween is tomorrow, and today we'll be talking about how to stay safe while out trick or treating or going to and from a party. So, to start, what are some tips that kids that are trick or treating should know, especially if they're older and they aren't with a parent?
Again, like you said, we want people, young children, to go trick or treating with an adult supervisor, guardian, an older sibling until they're old enough to go out with their friends. We want everyone, no matter who they are, if they're out on the roadway walking or driving, to carry a flashlight or even some sort of reflective material like a glow bracelet or reflective tape that can be easily put onto a costume or onto a kid that's trick or treating. We want everyone to stay within well-lit areas and only visit homes that have their lights on or Halloween decorations out. We want to remind everyone never to go inside a stranger's home or inside a vehicle. And our other number one safety tip for trick-or-treaters is make sure you're careful when crossing the street. We always want everyone to look both ways and use those marked crosswalks when going through intersections.
And for the parents that are out with their kids, what are some things that they should do or be aware of while out?
Yeah, again, another thing we say for parents is wear something bright, whether you're in a costume or again within reflective material. Be cautious of those motorists as there will be increased traffic again with pedestrians, trick-or-treaters, and people driving on those roadways.
And now for the adults handing out the candy, what are some tips for them? Earlier, you had mentioned kids shouldn't be entering homes. And in a release that was sent out, it mentioned some tips if you own a dog as well. So, what should those handing out candy be looking out for?
Yeah, as a homeowner, again, if you have a reactive dog or that doorbell will be going on and off, you could maybe utilize a friend or family member who's out of town and place your dog there. Be careful that there may be people running across your lawn. Be cautious of things you may have out on your lawn or a tripping hazard. We always say if you welcome trick-or-treaters, make sure you have a well-lit your lights on that are exterior, maybe Halloween decorations, so people know that you're wanting to be active during that Halloween night. And yeah, make sure you're checking any candy. We don't want people handing out any opened things, or and that goes for parents and trick-or-treaters as well. Look over your candy that you receive and be cautious of any treats that could be a choking hazard or have allergies that you maybe with your trick-or-treater there. Just make sure you're checking those things off.
Those are some great tips to ensure everyone has fun trick or treating. And now, on the flip side, more for the adults, Halloween parties are going to be thrown, whether it's over the weekend or on the actual day itself. And it is important that everyone has a fun, safe time. So, what are some things that party goers and party hosts should keep in mind?
Number one thing we always go for is drinking and driving. So if you are choosing to drink or use any substances while you're out at a Halloween party, please ensure you have a DD driver, a taxi, or a friend or family member that can drive you to and from your event. Another thing I always want to bring up is if you make sure you're able to see when driving to or from your party. If you have a costume that obstructs your view or a mask or anything in your face, just make sure you put that on after you get to your destination and it's not impeding the way you're driving your vehicle to or from that party. Again, just look after your guests if you're hosting, making sure people aren't going over, drinking too much, and that you're just respecting those house rules and looking after your guests that are in attendance for your Halloween party.
Wonderful. These are great ways to have a fun and safe Halloween, especially since it does get dark earlier. So you'll most likely be trick or treating or going to a party in the dark. So these tips are great to ensure that it is done safely and you are still having fun. Is there anything else that you would like to add that I may have missed?
No, I don't think so. Again, Lloydminster RCMP just wish all that are partaking in Halloween a safe night, and make sure if you see us out there on the roadway to give us a big wave, and maybe we'll be handing out some candy to lucky trick-or-treaters that we see throughout our patrols that evening.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining me today and ensuring everyone has a safe and fun Halloween night.
Thank you for having.